Welcome everybody, welcome to the Figma Frequently Asked Questions. Everything you want to know about Figma, answered now, live. If you've got a question, throw it in the comments and let's get started. First one, what is Figma? It is a rapid prototyping product. What does that mean? It means it's a bit of design software, kind of like Illustrator or Photoshop, specifically made for designing and prototyping apps and websites really quickly and testing them with users. They are not fully fledged websites or apps, but they're just super quick to get the designs working, okay, and get them tested. You can build that out and use Figma to build, quite a complex prototype, okay, but then you hand that off to a developer to get done at the end. That's its job, Figma, rapid prototyping. And what is Figma used for is another good question. It's mainly for apps and websites, but it's amazing who out there is using Figma for all sorts of things like social media, kind of banners and ads and Facebooks and YouTube thumbnails. It's getting used more and more as a general design tool for graphic design. And there is the big question everyone keeps asking, will there be variables explored in the course? Totally. Okay. It came out last week. Variables got announced. Everyone's like, they're too confusing. Don't worry. I have just finished up most of the video today. Okay, we're getting uploaded up in the next couple of days to add the variable stuff. I didn't have a sneaky insight, so I had to wait for config, run around, spend loads of time getting variables working. Luckily, I work with variables in kind of like other programming language, but I guess there was a big flashing light on my notes here. Taylor said, everybody's asking, will variables and design tokens be part of it? Totally will be. Okay, I'm just finishing it off the last, recording the videos today, so they'll be up in the next couple of days to add to that. Other ones, XD versus Figma. Which one should you pick? It used to be an awkward question, like they were both good. Figma has been bought by Adobe now. They've closed XD and are going to use Figma instead. So there's nothing wrong with XD. It's just that it doesn't have a future potentially. Nothing's being told to us properly because I think they're still having problems with the kind of M&A of that one. Like I think there's a bit of a lawyery process going along, but they've stopped promoting XD. It's not at max. I'd be normally delivering that at max, and it's gone from their website. So that's a good hint. XD will be around, but probably time to transition to Figma. If you are not ready for Figma Advanced, I've got a Figma Essentials course, okay, and a Figma Advanced course. You can check those out, and links in the description for those. Next one is, I've got it here, variables and design tokens. Yes, they're in the course. Does Figma do the coding is another one, like how far can you get with Figma? Figma will just do the design. It doesn't actually do the coding part. Okay, so it's funny, some people are like, well, I've designed it in Figma, why isn't it a website? It's about rapid prototyping. It's about going fast, getting it looking like a website and getting it tested with your users. That's Figma's great superpower. Okay, then the process is to hand it off to a developer to follow your design lead and do it there. Designing and coding at the same time is not fun. I've done it before, did it for a long time, and doing it in Figma is so much faster, even though it does feel like double handling. You can get a lot of work done in Figma before it moves to development. There is some fun stuff in Figma, okay, where I'll show you in the course, in the advanced course, where we do HTML to Figma, and I'll show you kind of like how Figma tries to go to Webflow. It's not 100%, but it's getting there. So there's not a direct code option, but there's some things you can do to get close to it, but it's not perfect yet. Another question is, what course should I do? Now, if you're kind of half self-taught, I reckon you should do the Figma Essentials course, okay, because we cover so much in that course. The advanced one is for people that have either done my Essentials course or are pretty well self-taught, okay? But if you're just kind of doing, you can just do the same things, do the Essentials first, then the advanced. Links for those in the description. Is Figma free is a good question. Yes, you can get quite far with Figma for free, okay? Where you bump into problems needing the paid version is when you need kind of, I'm not going to explain them all, but you can, like, you only can have 3 websites in production at the same time. You can actually shuffle those out. There's a lot of things you can do to make free work for a long time. That's the cool thing about Figma. And then when you get to a point where you need paid, actually it's worth paying for it because you've got so many clients and you've actually got the ball rolling. And the next question is, how much is Figma? Okay, it is, if you want to get the paid version, okay, it's about $12 US at the moment for a pro account. That's what I use. Enterprise level goes up, okay, but you can get basically everything you need for the pro. And then once you get it to the larger pricing models, you're working at a really big company who can afford it. That's what I think. So remember, ask some questions. Throw in the chat. We've got a good few coming through. I'll get to them in a sec. Did Adobe buy Figma? I've already talked about that one. The Figma updates in the course, they are. That is it for the kind of FAQs for Figma, the kind of basic things that I get asked from people that are getting started. Okay, now we're getting into the user questions. First up, let's go for John Miguel. Did you design your t-shirt? I did. This one came out, this is getting quite popular, and it hasn't even come out yet. It's been in some of their ads and stuff, and yep, I just made it all drippy, and then I actually got a t-shirt maker back there, and I made my own t-shirt. It's awesome. So Perrier, which you prefer, Figma or XD? I don't mind either of them. They do the same job mostly. If I was enterprise, I'd probably be doing Figma. I'd say Figma, but I don't. Most of my clients and the stuff that I work on are in a small scale, so Figma or XD. I end up switching between them depending on what course I did. I'm happy to change between the very similar, but there's no real point now because I think XD is doomed. Kay Lee, my question, what keyboard do you use in the computer setup? This thing's cool because it sounds good. Ready? Oh, look at clicky keyboards. That one there is a Keychron, and it's corded. I just like the clickety clack of it for some reason. There is a bit of ASMR in there, or I'm not sure what you call it, but I love the clack. James Geiger, is Webflow Advanced coming? I'm probably not doing that next. I've done if you don't know, I've done a Webflow Essentials course. You can check it out at bringyourlaptop.com. That one there, yeah, I'm not planning on doing an advanced one just yet, but if you're not sure what Webflow is, it is the way, if you don't want to be a coder, to take your Figma design that we design in the course and then turn it into a website with a more visual interface for coding. It's brilliant. I love it. I can't believe it's being made. Okay, if you ever knew Adobe Muse, it's kind of like that. Webflow is amazing, but I don't have an advanced course right now. QC, Greenwich, did you manage to include the most of the new features in the advanced course? Dev mode, variables, yes. Asim Bathla, does someone really need to be a good UX designer or know Figma and the other tools design really well to be a good Webflow developer? No, and you can do Webflow, like there's two parts to the design process often. There is the designer and then there's the developer or coder, engineer, what do you want to call that person? The designer often doesn't like to do a lot of the coding. That's me. I can do it enough. I've got a Web Essentials course. Like I can get quite far in the front end design, HTML, CSS, cutting and pasting JavaScript, but I'm okay at it, but I don't love it. I love design. So I need a buddy to do the development, and I've got a buddy doing it, Malcolm Knott. He's the developer here at Bring Your Laptop. He builds bringyourlaptop.com and does all the coding for us. And we've got this happy relationship there, okay, where he doesn't want to do design and I don't really want to do the coding. So if you want to be Webflow, which is aimed kind of at designers, there is a bunch of designers out there looking for people who can build their site in Webflow. I'm not sure what I'm doing with my hands. There's a lot of waving. But you can totally be the person who accepts the Figma file and builds it out and makes it beautiful and makes it so that the client can update it, all those sorts of things. So yes, often there's two of them. I'm happy to do design and Webflow because Webflow is quite visual, but you can totally just stick to Webflow only and be designing that side. Rohit, will the course eventually be on Udemy as well? Eventually. It's going to be exclusive of Bring Your Laptop for a while, but it will come to Udemy eventually. Paranoid Kisilk. Would those who have some knowledge and experience about Figma miss something if they skip the first course and attend the second one? That is a really good question. I don't know your level. I would do the first one. Bring a laptop. If you sign up for a membership, you can do the first, like it doesn't cost you any extra to do each of the courses. So if I was going to do it and I was reasonably okay and kind of self-taught, I'd go do the Figma Essentials first. And you can skip the courses that you know. But I bet you they'd be like, oh, That's how that works. There'll be enough of that in the Essentials course for even people that are reasonably good to go do before going to the Advanced. The Advanced is for people who have finished the Essentials course. You could do either. John Miguel, Dan, I bet at school you were the class clown, weren't you? No, it's kind of in like, I was on that side of the spectrum, but not the full class clown. I'm also the nerdy person. Somebody other than me needs to answer that question. I could have been the class clown. Tim O'Connor, auto layout still gets me. Will this help me get better? Totally. We start at the beginning of Figma Advanced straight into auto layouts. We do like a little recap just to make sure everyone kind of knows the basics from Essentials, and then we build something really advanced and advanced again, and then more advanced. Auto layouts are tricky. That's why Advanced is such a long course. There's lots of combos we do, like taking that topic and plopping it again and again and again, so that we don't have just one video on auto layouts. There's like, it's spread all the way throughout the course so that you'll be a master by the end. Mr. Balloonatic, great name. Should I ask, when does Elementor course come out? And will it take your Figma design and build it with Elementor? If people don't know, Elementor is kind of like a competitor to Webflow, okay, kind of built on WordPress. It's for people who don't want to be a WordPress developer but still want to build all the great power of Webflow. That's kind of up for debate what is going to be the next course, so it's hard to know. It's hard to know, but no, it's not the next course I'm doing. Asim, is any tips on UX design portfolio? Get this question a lot. Like, basically it's deciding what you want to go and do, and what job you want to apply for, and kind of engineering it for that. If you've got a UX portfolio that's filled with graphic design and drawing and all sorts of stuff, you probably need to smoosh that away or have a separate design portfolio for UX design. And then you need, the basics is kind of like 3 good projects, okay? Do the Figma Essentials course, that'll give you a good project for your portfolio. Do the Figma Advanced course, that gives you a really good project. And then do another self-directed one if you don't have clients yet. That'll give you your 3, okay? And those 3 are the minimum, and just put the effort into there. It's better to have 3 really good ones than it is 10 average half-hearted ones. Just get rid of the half-hearted ones, because all I want to see is if I'm hiring, I want to see I'd rather see 3 good ones and assume the rest are all good than see 2 good ones and then 8 average ones. Then I'm assuming most of them are average, and there's a couple of lucky ones in there. There you go. Jordan, this is amazing. Are there any new updates included in the course, like dev tools? Totally. Wrap. Totally recorded all those this week. They'll be in the course. There's going to be a couple of days of editing to get them in. There's plenty to get on with in the course if you are starting right now. But yeah, all the updates are, like, I've recorded most of those already. Rumana, Islam, after doing the projects in the advanced course, will I be able to make good portfolio on my own? You'll at least have one really good portfolio piece, okay, for it, because when I'm doing these courses, I make sure that there's a project, and more I'm making it self-directed, as in you follow me along, but with your own brand and your own kind of thing that you're building. Ours is an events website, but everyone gets given a different genre of events. We build a ticketing system and that sort of stuff. So yes, you'll get a good portfolio piece, but you still need probably a couple of other self-directed ones. Do the Essentials course, use the same thing and build, then maybe a self-directed course. All right, ask any more questions. What have we got? Yeah, we've got a bit more time. So I'll do a bit more, probably another 10 minutes, and then we'll let you go. Just a little recap. If you haven't, I've got a Figma Essentials course and a Figma Advanced course. There is a link in the descriptions for those if you do want to join me for that. Saxon Lane, what about dev mode? Will it be covered? Totally. Asim, how good do you have to be at at Figma before you get into Webflow? You don't need to know any Figma before you get into Webflow. You can totally just start Webflow on its own. You probably need to work from a design. You could design it in Photoshop. You should design it in Figma. But you can design it from anything and then get started in the Webflow. Check out my Webflow Essentials course. There'll be a link in the description for that as well. All right, next one, JD. What's your opinion on using Bravo to export the design into a real app? I haven't used Bravo, so I can't let you know. James Geiger again. What's your opinion on Framer? Framer's great. It's tricky. If you're going to use Framer, which is a competitor to Figma, the problem with it is Figma is the most popular at the moment, and it has all the money behind it, and there's nothing wrong with Framer. Framer's great. Use it. I'd use it. I don't use it very much because the industry wants Figma, so I'm teaching you guys Figma because that's what everyone wants. So if you're going to start from nothing, do Figma. If you've already got Framer skills, don't cut that off. Like, UX design is much more important about what you do with the tools than the tool itself. There you go. That one. Bill Bowman, just arrived, welcome. Will Figma be added to the Creative Cloud suite? Will it be separate? That's hard to know. Adobe have bought it. They haven't finalized that yet. I think there's maybe not trouble, but I think there is, what do you call it? Monopoly? Whatever the agency in America that likes to look at acquisitions when competition is being squashed. I don't know. I have no, Adobe tell me nothing, which tells me something. It means it's all legal stuff, so they're not talking to anybody. So there you go. So this one, no copyrights, nasheeds. Hi, is your advanced Figma course will it have UI, website, and app design projects? So it's focusing mainly on app, mainly because the Essentials course focused mainly on website. I focused the advanced one on app design. There is covering website design as well, but it's mainly focused on app design, and it doesn't matter in terms of the techniques I'm teaching you. Variables can be used whether it's app or websites. All the same techniques crossover, but we'll focus on building something for app because it can be a little bit trickier than websites, or maybe people have less experience developing an app. Martina T, at the end of the course, can I name myself an experienced UX designer? I've finished the Essentials course, and you said now I'm a junior UX designer. Okay, so the answer is no. If you do my Figma Essentials course, at the end, people get scared to call themselves UX designers. I give them permission to be a junior UX designer, okay? Because that's it, that's where you get started. And you just have to tell yourself there's no like official ceremony and award. You don't need a degree. You just need to have done something like the Figma Essentials course and then get started. But becoming an experienced UX designer is a different thing. That is where you need experience. You're doing more of a course, okay? It'll get your technical skills way up to advanced, but the actual act of doing it, like UX design, I teach software, but in terms of being a good UX designer, I hope you see it, I try and wrap it up into the course, but it's not explicitly, this is how you become a great UX designer. I try and fold it into the course. And the way to become a good UX designer or experienced UX designer is experience. It is the hard stuff, the meeting with clients, dealing with a team, working to deadlines, all of that sort of stuff, that experience of that project went horribly wrong. So did that one. And learning from that for the next one. Like that's where experience comes from. The software, sure, you can say that you are experienced in Figma, okay? But not experienced UX designer. That's my advice there. Another one, crazy name, Daigo Figuria. Took a step. Is ways of work included in the advanced course? How to hand over properly using Figma? Ways to organize the file? Yep, we do client handoff, developer handoff. We look at dev mode, which is a new thing, and how to put together kind of your styles and stuff for there's a big section on exporting, totally. Let's do, what are we at? We'll do a couple more minutes. Let's do the next 3 questions and then we'll wrap it up. Okay. So, Evayol, Hey Dan, do you cover anything about design systems in the course? Not specifically building a large design system, but how do things like design tokens, all the components that you use for building a design system. We don't build a complete one, but we look at all the tools that are used to manage one. All right, this will be two more will go. Asim, you're back. If someone were to learn designing as well as Webflow, would Essentials course be enough to tackle most of the design requirements and then just get better at Webflow? Totally. So I think the question is, can I just do a bit of design study, add Webflow, add the Webflow course, and then can I start taking on jobs? Totally. Yep. The Webflow course is quite comprehensive. Okay. And in terms of design, things you need to learn about design, often, that'll come with experience, but yeah, you don't need a whole lot of experience to start building stuff. It's when I think to get started, you just need to get started. You don't need permission or a big, long bit of study to get started in something like web design. It's the beauty of this industry is that you can start taking on small jobs straight away. All right. Ooh, this is the last one. It's got a big shiny arrow next to it. Okay, Duncan Cook. Good morning from Christchurch, New Zealand. My homeland. Okay, I live in Ireland now, but I'm from Auckland, from Manurewa in Auckland. He says, love your work. Thank you. Any thoughts on... Oh no, I'm tying two together. That was the thanks. Thanks, Duncan. This one from Irana. This is a nice one. Thank you. Any thoughts on AI? Ooh, this is a good one. We'll finish on. How AI is helping me right now. I cover this in the course as well. I show you how I'm using AI. And it's around things like generating personas, getting like feature lists. Like it's fun, like using things like ChatGPT and Adobe Firefly and Midjourney. And they're just super handy for brainstorming. Like I'm not a particularly good writer, so I find I can give it commands and it can give me really better than I would compose briefs. You have to direct it. It's not like, hey, make my job easier. You have to direct it and coach it. But I'm telling, I know what I want, and I can get it way quicker than I could do it on my own. So that's what AI is doing real good. Client briefs, client personas, and I typing in things like top 10 features in an events app. And it gives you something like, oh man, it's real good. I could have found them. It would have only taken me half an hour of downloading every app and going through them. You should still do that, but man, for a quick mood board kind of like planning session, AI is great, especially for the image generation as well. Like if you know that you've got images that you need to be able to purchase later on or going to be shot, it's so good to be able to go to some of his AI things and say, give me this because that's what I like in this color, no this other color. And especially for pitches, maybe when you're not getting to the finals, but say you're doing design, you're pitching for a job. You can make things look amazing super quickly without huge amounts of work. We want it to be exactly in the end, totally. That's coming down to photos, retouching, photographers. You can't do that with AI, okay? And so, but for that ideation stage, man, it is handy dandy. And that, my friends, is going to be the end of this one. So if you do want to do my Figma Essentials or Advanced, there is a link in the description right now, special for people that are on the live stream. Check that out. And also follow me on social media. I don't have that up on the screen here, but I have Twitter. I am Dan Loves Adobe. On Instagram, I am Bring Your Own Laptop. And same on TikTok. And if you're on Facebook, check out the Bring Your Own Laptop online Facebook group. It's massive, it's awesome. Same on LinkedIn, check out the Bring Your Own Laptop group there. And that, my friends, is going to be the end of the live stream. Figma Advanced is being launched. It's the whole reason we're kind of here doing the Q&A. A link in the description for that. It took 6 months, it was meant to take 3. It was meant to be sub 100 videos. It ended up being 160 of them. And the weird thing is we tried to cull them down. We and the team sent them to other UX designers I know, like what's superfluous here? Because sometimes you can get rid of a good few of them. And they're like, because I'd already done it. I was hoping for some more. And no, it's just amazing what Figma can do And it's great to be able to work through them together in a course like that, so you can bump into all those things that are potentially going to come up in a job and make your life easier. So Figma Advanced, link in the description. That, my friends, is going to be the end of it. Haere. Bye. Oh, ready for the button. You waving? Wave with me. I can see you. You're not waving. Wave. Bye. Is it